Okay, so now that you have everything pretty much done and you are ready to actually launch your ads, I'm going to show you step by step how to launch a search ad campaign. So this is going to be an ad that only shows up when people search that specific service or keywords that you're going to be targeting. At this point, you should have your keyword targeting, your locations that you want to be targeting. You should have that on point. And you should also be able to tell what type of person you actually want to be dealing with. And I'm going to show how to create headlines and descriptions that are effective and actually going to close people. Some of this stuff you will want to consult me on and actually ask me questions about instead of just launching it yourself. Or you can launch it and then consult me, and I'd be more than happy to look over it and tell you about changes. But this is how you're going to do it yourself. So again, after you have your keywords, your location research, and your client avatar, everything is done beforehand. After you finish this, you are now ready to launch your ads, and this is going to be step-by-step how to do it. So let me get started. First, when you log on to your campaign, if you have ads running or whatever, you're going to see your other ads. Just make sure that you are not launching a new ad group, you're launching a new campaign. You should see this big blue button that says new campaign right here. This is a test ad account, so yours might look a little bit different, but same subject. So you're going to click new campaign, and the objective is going to be leads. Unless I tell you otherwise, it is going to be leads. That is the objective. Next, you should have your conversion tracking set up. Conversion tracking is going to be launched in another video. That's just a different topic to talk about, but you should already have your conversion actions here and the way you actually need to do for them. But anyway, after you have those set up, you should have them here by the time you're ready to launch your campaign. And just make sure you have the right ones picked. If one is not applicable to your current campaign, you can just select it and remove it. We can't remove this one, obviously, because it's the only one on our campaign. But you get the point. We're going to continue. And then again, unless I advise you otherwise, you're going to run a search campaign. So you're going to click search right here on the left. And then name your campaign. This doesn't really matter. You just want to name it something that you're going to be able to understand, especially if you're a big business and you're running multiple ads. You don't want to be naming stuff randomly or just gibberish. You want to name it something that you actually know. So what I like to do is I like to do leads, search, describe the campaign, and then like a small description for this one. So M1M 1.0. 1.0, and then the service I'm marketing, so detailing. And you're going to click continue. Now, if it gets you to this option, just go ahead and click start new. Do not pick any of these. Now, this is where things are going to be a little bit different for everybody. If you have 30 conversions in 30 days on your account already recorded, right, then you can start a new campaign on Maximize Conversions. However, what I highly advise you do is start the campaign on Maximize Clicks until you get 30 conversions in the 30-day period. It can be flexible, like 25, 35, and 35 days or so, around there, but you get the point. It's not exact science. Until you get to that point, you're going to keep your campaign on Maximize Clicks just because your campaign doesn't have any existing data, so it doesn't know. So after you get done with this step, you're going to go ahead and click next. Now, immediately, search network sometimes works in the United States, but I found that it's sort of tricky anyway. So I usually just uncheck both of these. I highly recommend you do. I highly recommend that you do the same. And now here's where your location targeting is going to be, right? At this point, you should already have the zip codes and the areas you want to target and the radiuses that you want to target. And you can either pick United States and Canada if you're a giant business looking to advertise everywhere, like a clothing brand or something like that. You can pick the United States or entering another location. Really quickly, whatever location you enter and whatever you decide to target, just make sure before you move forward, you click location options and change it to presence instead of presence or interest. That's always going to be the setting you want. The reason for this is because presence and interest means if somebody's in New York but they're interested in Florida and they search up your services in Florida, even though they are in New York, your ads are still going to show up, and you don't want that. So this pretty much prevents that from happening. It only shows your ad to people in that location. So there are two ways you can look at locations. You can either enter in a city. So San Antonio, Texas, include, exclude, nearby, whatever. You can either enter it this way, or you can do advanced search. And you can add in via radius or via location. Like if you want to do just specific zip codes, for example, you can do that. Or if you want to do like a location around the zip code or city, you can also do that. And then you can customize your radius here to whatever you want it to be, right? So those are the two ways you can do your targeting. I usually like to do radius around a specific area. So we're going to do San Antonio, Texas. So 20 miles around San Antonio. I'm going to click save. And then, again, make sure the second option, presence, instead of presence or interest, is picked. Okay, next, your audience segments. Here's where a lot of people go wrong. These audience segments are important. You want to pick them so you can optimize later on. Google will show you these, and Google collects this data anyway, whether you pick it or not. But when you pick it, it actually shows you the data, right? So it's important that you pick this. If you already have sections that are recommended on your account, I'd recommend you select all of them and then browse through here. And just things that are related to your business, you want to be picking those categories. So something I like to pick is who are they? So detailed demographics. Home ownership, I want to know if they're renters or they're homeowners. Are they in college? Did they graduate? Something I want to know just in case I'm selling a service where that would matter. Single or married, in case you're, selling a service that would matter in. Just think about those things and just pick a few here. I would say like 30 is good enough. You can have as low as 15. But one more thing, recommend it's only on observation only. It can't be targeting, has to be observation. And then that's it. We're going to go ahead and click next. Don't have this option on, broad match keywords. Have that off so that you're able to use different keyword match types. So let's go ahead and move forward to this step. This, I would 100% recommend you click skip on it and enter in your own keywords. So this is where you're going to be entering your keywords. You should have some sort of Google Doc or some sort of Excel sheet where you can just copy your keywords, paste them over here, and now we have to go over match types. So what are match types and are they important? The answer is yes, they are important. So the second question. The first question is this. So a broad match keyword, so let's say we want to target plumber near me. When there's nothing around the keyword, this is what's called a broad match keyword. Broad match keywords use your landing page. They use context around your advertising to expand on searches. So it knows whenever you are targeting plumber near me, Google knows it targets the intention behind that keyword instead of targeting the actual keyword itself. Now, phrase match, which is whenever a keyword has quotation marks around it. Phrase match is pretty much targeting just the phrase. So it's saying, I only want people who are searching up plumbers near me, those words in order as a phrase. However, with Google's new targeting, phrase match keywords are sort of extinct in my opinion because they're just the worst version of broad match. So I would avoid these keywords, and I wouldn't really be using phrase match. Instead, I would use broad match for long tail keywords. So keywords that are longer. So for example, plumbers in my area, or car detailing near me, for example, if you're a car detailing business near me, or car detailing that comes to my home. That's a long tail keyword. Handyman, businesses in Central Florida, for example, right? Searches like that. So long tail keywords, anything longer than 3 words. It has to be longer than 3 words. So 4+ is a long tail search term, and I would recommend you use broad match for that. And the second is exact match. So car detailers near me. Let's go and use that. Exact match is whenever there are brackets around the word. Exact match tells Google, I only want to target a search term if it matches those words searched up in order exactly how I have it put there. So you can be more specific with your with your keywords. Here is the rule for setting this up, right? Again, broad match keywords, you generally only want to have long tail search keywords for that. So something that is longer than 3 or 4 words. However, here's the general rule. 60% of your keywords should be exact match and 40% should be broad match. That can change somewhere along the line in the future, and I will make sure to update this video when that does. But for now, 40% ratio of broad match keywords. The rest need to be exact match. If you want to experiment with this, and I would suggest you do, you can have 10 or 20% of your keywords as phrase match, right? So it would go like this: 40% broad match, 20% phrase match, and then the rest would be 40% exact match. So that way you can experiment with it. But you want the majority to be exact and phrase match, the minority to be broad match. You don't want to give Google too much control over the keyword you're targeting, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. After you copy and paste all your keywords here and you decide which ones you want to be broad match and which ones you want to be exact match, you're going to move on to creating your ad copy. And here are a few different tricks you can use. All right, creating your headlines. Here are 2 tricks you can use when creating your headlines. I'm going to teach you these first, then I'm going to show you how to create headlines and how many you should have. So there are 2 tricks you can use: keyword insertion and location insertion. The way you activate them is by using this squiggly mark on your keyboard that looks just like that, right? So it's the same mark. When you enter it in, these 2 things pop up. Keyword insertion. What this does is this inserts detailer, for example. This inserts a keyword. So this is just one of your keywords as the headlines, and in case it can't register it for some reason, it just puts car detailer in there. So whenever somebody searches up, let's say, car detailing in Florida, right? Sorry for this word is terrible, but anyway, let's go ahead and go with it. Whenever someone searches up car detailer in Florida, and you have this insertion, it uses that exact keyword right there for you already. It puts it in the headlines. So it uses one of your keywords as the headlines, which it's really good for click-through rate and, making your ads pop up more with the person making the search because it's more accurate. The second trick is a location insertion. This one is super powerful, and you can use city, state, or country. I recommend city. And then just enter in the default city here in case it can't register their location. And then what happens here is you can go ahead and have a headline like this. So you could enter in the best plumber in. Oh. Okay. Can't do that. Make sure it's under kicked. So let's do best plumbing in location. So now what it does, it uses the person's location from their phone where they're searching the ad up. So this is super powerful because it makes your ad seem like the most relevant to the person. So you see that right here, best plumbing in whatever city that is, right? Best plumbing in Roseville. It uses the person's location and enters it in there automatically. So that's really good to use. I usually recommend having the location insertion as the first headline. So whenever you're creating your headline, whatever your service is, I would do the premium, let's say you're a luxury home service, the premium cleaning, or let's say premium, house cleaning. Well, that's a bit too long. Let's do premium cleaning in, and then location insertion, enter San Antonio. That might be too long too, but we'll see. Yeah, so it's too long. So let's remove that, put comma. House cleaning and location. And again, if you need help with this, just tell me. But the first headline, you want to be the location insertion. You want to include that in the first headline. That's what I recommend. So whatever your service is, think about something that would entice people to click, and also eliminate low quality clients. For example, if you're a service that is expensive, you want to put premium, luxury, high end, something in there. High end, premium, like a disqualifying word, and then your service, and then the location insertion. So that way it's service in this location and disqualifies people who would not be your ideal clients, right? That's your first headline. Your second headline, so I'm just going to put headline here just so I can move on to the next step. Your second headline should be something like should complement your first. So what I mean by that is this. It should be a benefit. So if you are somebody who shows up to the place, so if you're a mobile service, you could have here, we come to you. Or I guess you could do fully mobile, right? Something that is a benefit. Excuse my voice. I'm recording all this stuff in the span of 3 days, taking a toll on my voice there. But anyway, that is going to be your second headline. Some sort of benefit. Third headline, you want something to match your keywords. So for example, look at what you're targeting in your keywords and make sure you were matching something along the lines in your keywords. So for example, if you are targeting car detailing near me, car details in Florida, mobile services around me, if you're targeting keywords like that, then you want to make sure you enter in something along that is congruent to those keywords in the headline somewhere. So let's say we use the keywords, best plumbers in my area, best plumber near me. We use those two keywords. We can have best plumber near me or near you, right? Best plumber near you, best plumbing service. That will cover those two keywords so that we're actually targeting them, right? So you want to have 3 to 4 different headlines that are matching your keywords. That's another thing. So one location insertion headline. So we're going to call this the location headline. This is the one that's going to grab their attention the most and disqualify low quality clients. Second headline is going to be a benefit. So enter in some sort of benefit. You want to have 2 to 4 headlines that are targeting your keywords. So you want to look at your keywords here. It's in this section here. Include popular keywords. Click View Ideas. You want to look at the keywords and see how you can implement them in the headlines. And once you implement them, they'll be checked off. So, for example, car detailing in Florida. If I just do car detailing, Florida. Florida. You see this one will be checked green. Right? So something relating to that keyword. So again, you want to do like at least 2 to 4 headlines doing that. Now, you want to include 3 headlines that also talk about benefits, why they should choose you, or maybe some sort of offer that you have going on. So a great headline is 5-star rated, right? 5-star rated is a good headline to have. Another headline to have is family owned, so that's something that is good to have. I wouldn't really recommend this, actually putting it in the headline now thinking about it. But another thing would be like a benefit of your business. So what is a benefit that you have that they would get choosing you over your competition? So let's say you're like selling pressure washing, obviously you want to have a few services here. So driveway pressure washing, premium service. I don't know if pressure washing can be premium service, but you get the point. You want to have it's 2 to 3, actually 2 keywords or 2 headlines that talk about benefits. So a location headline that grabs their attention, a headline that gives them a sort of benefit backing up that first headline, a 2 to 4 including popular keywords. And then you want to have 2 more benefits. So 2 more headlines talking about actual benefits of getting your service. You want to have 2 call to actions. So those are called CTAs. So for example, like call us today. Or if you guys are running the strategy we do, which is get a free quote. So get a free quote. Or if you're just taking people straight to a page where they can book the services, you could do book now or book today, right? So you want to have 2 CTAs, 2 headlines that are talking about a call to action. And then you want to have headlines talking about every individual service you're offering inside of the ad. So if this ad is offering, if you're doing detailing services, you want to do mobile detailing. You want to do car detailing, interior details, right? So like professional, pro, interior details. Again, if you're a pressure washing business, that's going to be different for you. So for example, you could do high pressure, removes 90% or whatever of dirt. So to simplify it for you guys, headlines are a pretty tough thing to just create for random businesses. But what you want to do is you want to have the first headline has to be something that grabs their attention. And again, your Google will switch these headlines up for you, by the way, to test out different things. It'll switch them in between. So for example, like you see these, it'll rotate around, sometimes show 2, sometimes 3. It'll just rotate around for itself. So do keep that in mind. But you want to have the first headline that you want to come up with is something that hooks them in and that uses the location insertion. Then you want to have 2 benefit headlines. So 2 headlines talking about a benefit or something special, something good about your business, at least 2. You want to have at least 2 to 4 different headlines, including keywords in your ads. And then you want to have 2 call to action headlines. And then you want to have a headline that looks good and describes each of the services you are selling in the actual ad. So if you're selling driveway pressure washing or toilet plumbing or car detailing, you don't want to just put those services as a headline. You want to make it unique. So pro car detailing, pro driveway pressure washing, or number 1 rated driveway washing, best toilet plumbing. Right? You want to give it some pizzazz. You don't want it to just be there as a plain headline. Give it something nice. If you include everything I talked about, that should be solid for your headlines. You can message your headlines over in the group chat, actually, and we can tell you if they are good or what you need to change. That's another thing you can do. Or you can send me and call in a picture of your headlines, and we could tell you if you need to change anything up in them. Now, for descriptions, I actually want to talk about a pretty important topic. Sorry, my mic was there. For descriptions, there's something very important you need to know, and that you can also use location insertion and keyword insertions in the descriptions. That's just something good for you to know. But it's very hard to tell you guys exactly what to put for your descriptions. That's something you're going to have to consult with me on. However, there's a bunch of examples. If you're a lawn care business, for example, you could do like lush green lawns without the hassle, transform your yard, or expert car. Let me read some of the things I've wrote down for you guys. So if you're a lawn care service, you could do transform your yard with our expert lawn care services in your city. So you could do location insertion. So transform your lawn care expert lawn care services in location insertion, right? So for example, I'll do that. Lawn care services in, and then you could just do the squiggly mark, location insertion, and then just put the default city that you're targeting in that location insertion, and then keep going with your text, right? So that's one way you could write a description. Another, if you're a dental clinic, you could say, here, let me see, I wrote this down. Smile brighter, looking for a reliable dentist in your city. Our clinic offers comprehensive dental services from cleanings to cosmetic dentistry. Book your appointment today and get a free consultation. Home cleaning services. You could do spotless homes, hassle-free, need a break from cleaning. Our professional team in your city, which is where you'd use your location insertion, provides thorough home cleaning services tailored to your needs. Schedule your first clean and enjoy a 10% discount, right? In your description, you basically want to follow this structure. You want to follow the structure that is a hook. So you hook your clients in with something. So for example, if you noticed, there's like Smile Brighter with expert dental care, or spotless homes, hassle-free, or lush green lawns without the hassle, right? Something that is attention grabbing. Next is your USP. So what's your unique selling point, right? Clearly state something that makes you different or makes you better than your competition, or just why should they choose you? You want to have key benefits in there as well. So what are they actually getting out of the service? What are some benefits they're getting? You want to use some keywords in the description. So if you're targeting a specific keyword, choose 1 or 2 keywords, or maybe just one, to include in that description somewhere. That's another thing that you want to be doing. And just to give you guys 2 more examples, that way you can really see the concept here, I'm going to go with a pet grooming service and a roofing company. I wrote them down right here. So one headline could be pamper your pet with professional grooming. Description is your furry friend deserves the best. Our expert groomers in your city provide top-notch grooming services to keep your pet looking and feeling great. Book now and get 20% off your first visit. Do keep in mind you have to divide these up into two descriptions. So this one description that I just read is going to be 2 descriptions. It's going to be the first one, the first part, and the second part. Now, the second part is where you want to have your CTA, so your call to action. That's, again, Google will switch them around, but eventually Google will realize which one works better. You want to have your CTA in the second description. So what are they doing, after the description? Are they booking a call? Are they getting a free quote? Are they clicking your site? Are they calling you? Tell them what to do at the end. So that's another thing you want to have in mind. Another example, roofing company. Protect your home with quality roofing. Need a roof repair or replacement? Our experienced roofers in your city offer top quality materials and workmanship. Call today for a free inspection estimate, right? So again, there is a lot of different ways you can go with the descriptions, but those are just a few of the ways you can create them. And again, you can consult me, Colin, and plenty of people in the group on how to create those, and we'd help you with it. Okay, next are going to be a few different options. You can add more descriptions if you'd like. I recommend you add 3. It only shows 2 at a time on your ads, but if you add 3, it has something else to test out. So I'd recommend you add 3 different descriptions. 2 different descriptions technically, because the first section is just the first section of this first description, and then the second section of that same description. Then the third one is you could add like another version of the first part or second part, and your ads will rotate it in and out. If you want to do that, though, you can pin one in the first position. So, for example, if you want to have the first section of the ad, let's say a roofing company, you want to have protect your home with quality roofing, need a roof repair or replacement, right? That could be your first description, and you could pin it. And then your the second part, our experienced roofers in your city offer top quality materials and workmanship. Call today for a free quote, whatever. You can change that up into 2 different parts and just have Google rotate them in and out. If you pin this first position, though, it won't go anywhere. So that's another way you could do it with descriptions, in case you wanted to do that. Business names and logos. If you're a verified advertiser, you will see a place where you can enter in your business name and then enter in a picture of your logo as well. I recommend you do that, and I recommend you get verified. Last thing is, this isn't this last thing, but using site links. Site links on your ads look really good. They add in more volume on your ad. I will show you what a site link looks like, but you can create them quite easily. A site link looks like this at the bottom of your ad. So you can, for example, like if we're telling people to call us today, I could do free quote and then describe what this is, just for you to know. This isn't really, nobody else is going to see this, but describe what it is, and then the final URL. So copy and paste the link to take them to not the landing page, but a place where they can get a free quote, right? So that's one option. Second option is like about us, right? You can create an about us section. So about us section on your website. You have a site link there, enter a description, and boom, this URL should send them to your about us section. So you want to have site links. You want to have at least 4. Here's just a few simple ones you could do. You could do reviews, about us, free quotes, and services. Those are 4 really simple ones to do. Again, and those links should take them to a different section of your website, or they can take them to your Google My Business page. That's up to you. Next is callouts. Callouts are pretty important, and they just add something extra on your ad, and I recommend them. Callouts are benefits. Focus on creating specific benefits about your business. So specialists, plumbing specialists, 5-star rated, fully insured, fully mobile, we come to you. Right, just things like that. Those are callouts, and I'd recommend you add them. 4 of them. There are more asset types, which the calls, you should always have a phone number here that people can call, right? So that should always be a thing. Structured snippets, those are good. So you can do like service catalog, show people your services, or you could do like amenities. If you're a hotel or you're trying to market like an Airbnb, you have all these different options, right? Style, shows, types, models, insurance coverage, featured hotels, destinations, whatever. Most of you are going to be doing service catalog, and you're going to enter in your services right here, all the services that you do. I recommend adding those as well. But those aren't necessary to create your ad. I just recommend you do, because why not? It adds more volume to your ad and it makes it better. These are URL options. You don't need to mess with these. And from here, you could just click next and then pick your budget. Remember, your budget is set. It should get you at least 10 clicks a day. That's what your budget should be. After this, you click next. It'll take you to the summary page, and you can just then launch your ad. So if you've watched this video, congratulations. Now you have a very, very detailed guide on exactly how to launch a Google ad.